One of the things that I've noticed a lot is we talk a lot about the technology challenges that come in. And sometimes we forget about how do we actually we think about the tactical points of like, okay, we have to think about how we're going to regulate AI models and stuff like that. One of the things that I notice as a practitioner that's worked inside organizations is your organization actually set up to address the privacy challenges? And there's a couple of big things that come up with regards to that. The first one is privacy hits a very large cross-functional section of the business. Technology is obviously a big part in terms of the implementation perspective, but you also have the business needs, you have the marketing needs, you have legal, you have compliance, you have all of these different parts that have some skin in the game with regards to privacy. So the first thing I think that most organizations forget is that there needs to be that cross-functional values alignment. Privacy is one of those things I think that is a little bit different and a little bit challenging for a lot of organizations to deal with because it requires you to put guardrails around what you want to do as an organization, right? You are taking the proactive steps to communicate to your customers, this is what we are not going to do. And you are making a commitment and a promise. And by making that commitment and promise, you're holding yourselves to that through your customers and through regulators and other external entities. And so making sure that you have that values alignment across those different organizations can make sure that when you make that promise of we're not going to do X with your data, all parts of that organization can actually adhere to that and have a way of managing and holding each other to it. So making sure that you have buy-in at that VP, SVP, executive level is a really critical first step there. The second thing that comes up a lot is making sure that you actually have the incentives to actually go and pursue those things. Something that I often see is that privacy work starts off often as a lot of remediative work. And a lot of remediative work in organizations is not often very incentivized. It doesn't look necessarily the best from your career if you're just working on fixing things. And so if you bring people in to work on privacy from different parts of your organization, whether you're a software engineer that's normally supposed to be building new products, whether you're a go-to-market person that's supposed to be going out there and getting deals, the work that you have to do for privacy often may not line up with what your day-to-day job is supposed to be. And so making sure that for those people that are working and that you are bringing into that organization to work on privacy, making sure they actually have the incentives to really pursue that and to really invest that time and that energy, and that they won't feel like they're taking a risk on their career, they're taking a risk on themselves. I think those are the kind of the two really big things that I've noticed in terms of like challenges at these different organizational levels.
Yeah, that's really interesting to hear you talk about the challenge of having cross-functional alignment, right? If any big organization kind of fights that to a degree every day, every week, whatever that is, right? Technology is trying to serve many different requirements. They're trying to serve growth initiatives, et cetera. And oftentimes these compliance-centric initiatives aren't always viewed as something that's well aligned with growth. And so the prioritization around spend, resource investment is a challenge too.